Since they had a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons franchise has gone in one direction, and that's south. Not just NFC South. They've gone south. Obviously, they lost the Super Bowl. They were a wild card team the following year, but the last 6 years, 7 wins or less every season for Atlanta. Only 2 winning seasons since 2012. They made a lot of changes this offseason. Kirk Cousins, most notably. Let's break them down. Winning year, losing year, the 2024 Atlanta Falcons preview starts right now. I'm Teddy Covers. These are the wagertalk.com NFL team previews, doing all 32 teams here in early July. Why so early? So you guys have the info early. The markets are going to move. And if you want to get the best of the number, these are videos you probably should be paying a little bit of attention to. So, look, last year, Atlanta's schedule was ridiculously easy. They had a ton of new talent. I thought their defense looked a lot better. I played the Falcons over their season win total, and I lost that bet in frustrating fashion. There were many winnable games that Atlanta found a way to lose. And the biggest problem for the Falcons last year, bar none, wasn't Arthur Smith, wasn't any of that. Their quarterback play was dismal throughout. This year, in theory, they're supposed to have solved that problem. You bring in Kirk Cousins, and you expect him to start week 1. Yeah, that's the type of quarterback who, in theory, should make a team a whole lot better. Desmond Ritter's gone. Tyler Heineke's going to be third stringer. And, of course, then you take Michael Penix Jr. with the number 1 draft pick. So you bring in your free agent quarterback, and then you're like, oh, we're replacing you with this guy, which is, from an organizational standpoint, a little bit awkward. It is. New head coach Raheem Morris, he crashed and burned his only previous head coaching tenure in Tampa Bay. He was a defense coordinator for the Rams last year. Raheem Morris is not someone, I like him as a defense coordinator. His last try as a head coach was not good. So we'll see if he's better this time. First year, first time offensive coordinator in Zach Robinson. He was Kevin O'Connell's understudy in LA before O'Connell got the Vikings job. First year, first time defense coordinator, Jimmy Lake, although Jimmy Lake's been around for a while in the college ranks. He was a former head coach for the Washington Huskies, although he crashed and burned in that job as a head coach, as a DC. I think Jimmy Lake will be fine. Now, certainly when you're talking about a quarterback upgrade, Kirk Cousins, 4-year deal, $180 million. He's coming off a torn Achilles. He's, 35 years old now? And Kirk Cousins is a solid NFL quarterback. 500 career, 1 playoff win. And again, he turns 36 in August. I have 35. He turned 36 this month or next month. So how much do you expect out of Cousins? It's a big question. Certainly from a skill position standpoint, look, Bijan Robinson's special. There's a reason that they took a running back at the number 1 with their first round draft choice. So we know how few running backs go in the first round. Bijan Robinson's a special player. Drake London looks really good. Kyle Pitts has hope. Free agent addition, Darryl Mooney from Chicago. He can stretch the field. Rondell Moore, Arizona. It's not a scary group of receivers, but it's decent, and they have speed to stretch. So Cousins not a guy who's afraid to throw the deep ball. Again, Penix has time to learn. Cousins can fill in. I mean, they look good. Offensive line returns all 5 starters. Run blocking was real good last year. Pass blocking, dicey. But offensively, Atlanta's better than league average. Even with the concerns I have about them. They look solid on the offensive side of the football. Before I talk about the Falcons, and by solid, I don't mean great, but there's some skill position talent. They have a quarterback who can play, and they have an offensive line with everyone back who could run block well last year. We would anticipate the pass blocking being a little bit better. Good. A good offense. Better than the 7 win or less teams for each of the last 6 years, and that's why Atlanta's line has 9.5 wins. Well, that and their schedule. I'll talk about their schedule and their defense in just a minute. First, give me a moment. Please. 2 things I want to talk about right here. First, my NFL season win report. All of these notes for all of these teams have come from the work that I've done over the last month, 6 weeks, working on my NFL season win report. That report, lifetime, 100 wins, 50 losses, 3 pushes, 67%. My first report came out in 2001. This year it has 5 selections, at least so far. There'll be part 2 of the report, potentially after week 2 or week 3 of the preseason. I may have an additional ad. But right now, 5 plays in my NFL season win report, 67% lifetime, 16-4, 80% with the 5% big tickets. That report, including this year's 5% big ticket play and 4 additional selections available right now. Wagertalk.com or visit my page, wt.buzz/TC. You can take $20 off the 2024 NFL season report. Just use promo code REPORT20 at checkout. Again, REPORT20 at checkout if you want to get on board. And one of the things I really love about this report, again, I do detailed write-ups for all of my selections. So the info you get in that report you can use all season long, not just for the one team, but for all the teams that I talk about in the various write-ups. So I do think it's valuable info. You can take $20 off, promo code REPORT20. The other thing I'm going to ask real quick, if you like this, give me a like. Thank you. Problem solved. Done. The likes make a big difference in the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to get views, we got to please the YouTube algorithms. If you click that like button right now, it makes all the difference. It means all the world. Thank you. If you want to comment, that's great. I'll be happy. And I'll be in the comments throughout the summer months, replying to what you guys are talking about, answering questions, etc., etc. For sure. I'll be in the comments throughout July. And of course, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube, Wager Talk YouTube channel, more than 160,000 of you have already done so. There's a ton of good content every day, all free. Wager Talk YouTube channel. Subscribe now if you haven't done so already. Let's talk about the Falcons' defensive side. Last year, the pass defense improved, number 25 to number 8. Pretty significant. Although, right now, Jesse Bates at the safety, A.J. Terrell, the only 2 entrenched starters in the secondary. There are some concerns in terms of defensive depth. And the DL depth is solid. I mean, Grady Jarrett, he should be back from his season-ending knee surgery. David Anamayata, he's pretty good. They drafted a couple of linebackers and a couple of defensive linemen after Penix with their next 4 picks. So certainly the defensive depth should be improved. 4 guys were expected to have an impact. But the front 7 has some holes. Last year they signed a bunch of guys on 1-year deals. The defense was better. But I do have legitimate concerns, I think, about Atlanta. This is a team that only had 16 takeaways last year, number 29 in the NFL. Their inability to create turnovers was a big problem. I look at this defense, I don't see a ton of playmakers. So if you hear me talk about Atlanta, yeah, pretty good offense. Yeah, their defense is okay. This team's mediocre, all right? They're lined at 9.5 wins. Why are they lined so high? Because of the schedule. Much like last year, the Falcons face a very easy slate. NFC South teams face NFC East and AFC West opponents. AFC West has the Raiders and Broncos that aren't good. The NFC East has the Giants and Commanders that aren't any good. So there are winnable games in those groups. There are 3 extra: Pittsburgh, Seattle, Minnesota, none of whom are expected to make a big jump up this year. They have 2 Monday night games and a Sunday night game. It's like the league is burying the Atlanta Falcons. They have a Week 12 bye, which is a little bit late, but it's fine for me. And boy, easy stretch run for Atlanta. Minnesota, Vegas, the G-Men, Washington, Carolina, their last 5 games. If they're 500, sitting going into December, they have a chance to go into the postseason on a 5-game winning streak. 4 of their first 5 are at home. Hot start. So this schedule is too easy to play them under. I don't trust the Falcons enough to play them over. Sorry, guys. I'm going to give you opinions when I have them, and strong opinions when I have them. Atlanta, to me, I'm not getting involved with their season wins. When it comes to the regular season, I think because their season win number is so high, Atlanta has the potential to be a little bit overvalued. There may be some spots to bet against them in September into October. But given that easy slate early on, they're not a team I'm necessarily looking to fade right out of the gate. The Falcons might end up being pretty good, and it's very conceivable to think this team can win 9, 10, potentially even 11 ball games. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, the thumbs up makes all the difference. Appreciate the comments. If you want more of this content, I'm doing previews for all 32 NFL teams. Take a look at the full playlist on your screen right now and pick what team you want to see next. Thanks for watching. Best of luck with all your bets.